Hello, everyone. My name is Ole Kagan, and I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator with LA County Library, and I welcome you to Work Ready, LA County Programs for Job Seekers. And now I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Work Ready program. Work Ready started in December of 2020 with the purpose of helping people get a job, improve their work situation, and plan a more sustainable career path. We do that for folks in two ways. One, we lend out laptops and Wi-Fi hotspots out of 20 locations, soon to be 27 library locations for 6 weeks at a time, breaking down one barrier to applying for a job and getting online training. And number two is we provide virtual events just like this one on a range of work-related topics, from basics like resumes, cover letters, and interviews to deep dives into various careers and other subjects that help you succeed at work. And you can see over 50 of those past classes at any time by checking out the work and career playlist on our YouTube channel. And I'm going to post a link to that right now so you can, I hope you don't watch them while we're doing this program, but you can always look at it later, and I'll send that link in a follow-up email as well. So you can watch majority of our Work Ready programs that have happened in the past on all the topics that I mentioned before. The Work Ready program is made possible due to funds provided by the American Rescue Plan. And before we move on to the program, I also want to let you know about what event we have coming up for you next week with Work Ready, and that is Work Ready Top 7 Tips for Older Adult Job Seekers. That's going to be on Tuesday, May 23rd at 11 o'clock. Same bat time, same bat channel. Now there are advantages and challenges to being an older job seeker. We're going to have Carrie Hannon, a longtime author, and including the book In Control at 50 Plus, and she'll provide advice on how to overcome challenges and take advantage of your experience and land a job. I'm going to post a link to that in the chat as well. You can sign up for that program. It is absolutely free, as all of our library programs, virtual or in person. And you can learn more about our library programs by going to our website, lacountylibrary.org. On the top right-hand side, you'll see a little box. You can click that box. It says virtual, or it says programming, and that'll give you our in-person programs, our virtual programs all together. All the programs for kids, teens, and adults out of 85 library locations and virtually. And if you're only interested in virtual programs, you can hover over that link. A little drop down will come up, and you can click that drop down, says virtual programming, and that'll give you all of our free Zoom events, again, for all ages, that you can access anywhere you have a computer, phone, and internet connection. And if you miss any part of this presentation, or if you need to leave early, don't worry. This presentation is being recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel, and you'll receive that video link via email either a little bit later this week or next week. All right. Introduction complete. It is now time for our feature presentation. And our presenters for today come to us from the Department of Economic Opportunity, and they will be sharing with you on the topic of resources and services for job seekers. Folks, I turn it over to you.
Awesome, thank you. Oh, sorry. One second, let me share my screen.
There it is.
Okay, perfect. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Lopez, and I'm with the Department of Economic Opportunity, DEO, AJCC operations. I am in charge of the Adult and Dislocated Worker Program, and we'll popcorn it to my colleagues. That's how we'll do it, to introduce ourselves, and then I'll jump into the first couple of slides of our presentation today. So I will hand it over to Alejandra to let her introduce herself.
Hi, Hi everyone, I'm Alejandra Leon. I am also with LA County DEO and I am the manager over our ARPA Pandemic Relief Rapid Reemployment Program. And we'll speak about some of that today. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Carlos to introduce himself.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Carlos Catan. I'm also with the Department of Economic Opportunity. I manage the Youth at Work program, overlooking all of our LA County youth programs, 14 to 24. I'll hand this over to our EBD partner, Rafael.
So I'll open up my video stream for this intro. My name is Rafael Nava. I'm also with LA County's Department of Economic Opportunity. I manage a business services team. We primarily work with employers to assist our partners at our other divisions to match your candidates to the employers that we're working with. So very nice to meet you and excited to be here. And with that, I believe our Office of Small Business is on the call.
Hello, I am with the Office of Small Business. I am LA County Apex Accelerator Counselor. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And I believe that is everyone on our team that would be presenting today. Thank you. Again, Office of Small Business and our Economic and Business Development team joining us today for today's presentation. We were very excited to share what we have provided for everyone. So I'll just jump right in. We'll try to keep it short and simple and brief, and that way everyone has an idea of what services in a nutshell we provide. So LA County Programs for Job Seekers. So what is an LA County AJCC? So our LA County America's Job Centers of California are our county's one-stop resource for employment and training services for residents and businesses. This one in this picture is one of our 18 AJCC locations in LA County, which is our Antelope Valley AJCC. And so my next slide, I will talk about how we have our AJCC spread out throughout LA County, as you can see on this map right here. So there are 18 LA County AJCCs across the region, as well as other locations that offer specialized employment services. And as you can see right there on the key, you have the County of Los Angeles, those representing our centers throughout LA County. You have our Foothill LWDA in there, Los Angeles City, Pacific Gateway. It's more on the Long Beach area down there, as you can see. Celico, that's more on the south side of LA. You have South Bay right there in the green, and Verdugo up there at the top in the purple. And so what happens is all of our participants, anyone that is interested in any services, if you contact or submit an interest form online, we are the ones that make sure we connect you to the LA County AJCCs based on where you are located in LA County. So these are all the locations that provide any workforce and training services. And we have our partnerships through our Employment Development Department, our Department of Rehabilitation, high school diploma GED providers, LA County Child Support Services Department. We have our LA County Department of Public Social Services, LA County Probation Department, and our LA County Department of Children and Family Services. The great thing about some of these locations is we do have them in some of our comprehensive AJCCs. Well, most of our, pretty much all of our comprehensive AJCCs, sometimes they're located very close to each other. For example, the EDD, our Department of Rehab, some of these providers, even community colleges, we have co-locations with them where we can provide and refer services to our participants. And ensuring access and equity. So AJCCs offer help to all, including laid off workers, youth ages 14 to 24, current or former foster youth, justice involved individuals, individuals experiencing homelessness, long-term unemployed individuals, or those individuals looking for a career change. And so what we're going to do in this next couple of slides, once I hand it over, I'll hand it over to Alejandra. We're going to talk about some of our stories and examples of participants we serve. So I will transition that to the next slide right here. This will be for Alejandro.
I'll
This would
take.
be Carlos.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Carlos. Sorry about that.
No problem, Brian. Thank you. So some of these are going to be examples and scenarios and situations that individuals may find themselves in. So in this example, Carlos is a 17-year-old resident of LA County. Carlos hears about a friend who started a new job at a local business. The business is within a growing industry. He completes an interest form on the Youth at Work website, which is automatically routed to the nearest AJCC. The career coach at the AJCC places him in a temporary work experience program where he completes an assessment as part of the 20 hours of professional development, and then is placed at a work site to gain first-hand exposure into the world of work through paid work experience. Following the completion of his hours, he continues to work with his career coach to find more education and training opportunities with the AJCC. Carlos and his career coach determined that his next steps to obtain his certification in a desired growing industry. He is then connected to additional services that the AJCC offers, including paying for his training and allowing him to get started on his career pathway. We move on to the next scenario. Next up, we have Christina. Now, Christina is a long-term unemployed, and she is facing housing instability. Christina is experiencing housing instability and is looking for a stable source of income as well as housing stability. A local community-based organization refers her to one of our AJCCs for resources and for employment assistance. One of our AJCC staff places her with temporary work experience programs and with the local social enterprise organization to develop her professional skills and begin earning wages. At the same time, her career coach is working with a local housing organization to find her permanent residence. She's also receiving supportive services at the same time to help her mitigate the costs of other barriers to participation and completion of the program, such as assisting with transportation or clothing. Following her time with the social enterprise, Christina's career coach matches her with a local business and is eventually hired full-time. Next scenario. Then we also have Whitney, who is looking for a fresh start. Whitney is currently on probation. She is ready to find a new career and eager to join the workforce. Her probation officer connects her with the local AJCC for employment and training opportunities. From here, she is connected with a career coach who has been specially trained with the abilities and the skills needed to work with justice-involved populations, inclusive of providing intensive case management services. The career coach conducts a variety of assessments before placing Whitney in the transitional job, while simultaneously mapping out her employment plan to help her with this voyage. She's also provided with supportive services, again, to ensure that she's able to participate and succeed in her goals. Following the completion of the transitional job opportunity, she's also placed in a job training for an in-demand occupation, which is paid for by the AJCC. Working with the career coach and the business services representatives, Whitney eventually finds a permanent employment position where she can utilize her newly acquired skills.
Carlos, thank you. I'll go ahead and take over. So now we have Alex. He's ready for a career change. He feels limited in his current job and he wants to find a more fulfilling career. He hears about a workshop that we have his local AJCC regarding the local labor market and high growth industries in LA County. Alex also uses the computers in the resource room to learn about the types of jobs in these industries. After finding a good career that really interests him, he asks one of the AJCC staff members about where to begin and is introduced to a career coach. The career coach conducts a comprehensive assessment to determine whether this career would fit him. Upon finding out it's a match, he helps develop an individualized employment plan to help him reach his goal. The career coach connects with the business service representative who has been working with a local employer who has an opening and is willing to train Alex. Alex gets connected with on-the-job training opportunity, learning the specific skills needed by the employer, and after 3 months, he is hired full-time. Next slide, please. Perfect. And lastly, we have Sarah. She was recently laid off due to the COVID-19 pandemic. She was laid off due to COVID, and she decides to visit her local AJCC. EVDD partners on site assist her with her unemployment insurance so that she can receive that income in the interim. She gets connected with a career coach to map out her next steps and assess her skills and interest. And she is placed in a transitional job opportunity to continue working and collecting wages. But at the same time, the career coach works with the business service rep on site to find a job opportunities and works with Sarah to polish her resume and prepare her for interviews until she is hired with a new company. So all of these scenarios are meant to show that we have programs, employment programs for all populations. So no matter what your barrier may be, what your situation might be, we have something for you. And these are just a few of the programs that we have that are specialized. So we have LA Rise, which is for our population who is experiencing homelessness. We have Youth at Work for our younger folks. And then we have Invest for our individuals who are justice involved. If you'd like to connect with us, we do have a few options. We have our website, which has all of this information regarding all of our programs. It has all the centers, all the locations, contact information. Then we do have an email address where the public can connect with our department directly, which is provided there, ajccjobs@opportunity.lacounty.gov. And we also have a phone number, which is 888-226-6300. And we also have social media. So if you follow County to Work on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter, we share posts regularly, either new job offerings, new programs that we have. And we also, you can also communicate with us via these platforms. Next slide, please. So I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to Rafael Nava, and he'll let us know about some of the business services we have to offer.
Awesome. Thank you, Alejandra. And thank you, Brian, for navigating the screens here. So good morning. I had to check my clock, make sure it's still morning. My name is Rafael Nava, and my team primarily works with businesses to develop these pathways, career pathways with our local employers. So I want to spend a little bit of time on, kind of explaining our approach and our strategy in terms of working with local employers to bring you all these opportunities. We, work with all employers across the county, but we, strategize in terms of building career pathways. So, we don't just want to bring opportunities for employment, but we want to bring opportunities for a career and, reaching those I'm sorry, I'm at a loss here, but self-sufficiency, we want to bring these opportunities to you all. So our business services, we work with employers, and we do workforce development with them in terms of assisting with recruitment needs, and also offer a wide variety of services. So in this, I'm not sure if, there's any business owners here, but there's a QR code in this particular slide. If you are in need of recruitment services or any of the business services that I'll go over briefly, please reach out to us through this link on here or through the QR code. Next slide, Brian, I'll talk a little bit more about in details of what some of these services are. And I do want to stress that these are no cost services to our business community, just as the services that were previously mentioned for our job seekers. These are also no cost to our business community. So what our business services reps at our America's Job Centers do is work one-on-one with our businesses, and they get to know the business, the organization, their recruitment needs. One of the services is called the business needs assessment, and that's a strategic approach in understanding what the business's workforce needs are in order to develop a plan. We also are business services, our business reps, they create partnerships, maintain these partnerships, these relationships with not just the industry, the employers, but also with our training providers to develop trainings to meet the specific needs or the ever-changing needs of our industry. So our business service reps are key in maintaining a current pulse on the industry or the business landscape. We do offer targeted recruitment with an employer, or we can do broader type of recruitment such as job fairs. So our business reps at our AJCCs work with the employers to figure out which approach is best in terms of meeting their workforce needs. We offer a lot of different incentives in terms of either subsidizing what we've developed some programs is to assist those individuals that may be lacking some work experience or a particular type of experience, and we offer services such as like on-the-job training, where we work with an employer and we develop a contract where we reimburse the wages of someone that they're bringing in to their workforce while they're learning the skills of that particular job. We also develop trainings such as with the employer, such as customized training, where we have funding to assist to either bring in new employees into an organization if it's a specialized like training that is needed, but we also help organizations develop their current staff. So we have funding, for example, the incumbent worker training funding is geared towards upskilling existing employees. So the employee can start performing at a higher function with a raise, different career pathway, or up that existing career pathway. So we really do work with businesses to not just develop new talent, but also develop existing talent. And we have funding to assist our businesses with that. I know that there was a little bit of on this topic, our Youth at Work programming that has funding to provide our youth with that work experience, and we do subsidize those wages. So and then we also have knowledge, and we can provide direction to our businesses on how to seek these tax credits that can assist them in onboarding staff that traditionally have barriers to employment. So we really do work with our case management teams at our job centers to bring in the service with the employers and match, your job seeker skills to these pipelines that we're developing with our business partners. Next screen, please. I do want to talk a little bit about some of the expanded programs that we've had, or some additional programming that we have in terms of some additional funding that our department has secured through American Rescue Plan. And one of them is the Youth at Work Elevate, which is, it provides significantly more hours of paid work experience than our traditional Youth at Work. And our business services reps are out there seeking relationships with employers in targeted sectors to bring these opportunities to our potential or our Elevate candidates. In addition to that, we also receive funding and through our American Rescue Plan for another program that we've called the Pandemic Recovery Rapid Reemployment. I know that's a mouthful there, but it's a way of expanding our transitional jobs program and also our on-the-job training, where we provide significantly more wage reimbursement, up to 90% of wage reimbursement for on-the-job training, and also for transitional jobs we target specific sectors. Next. So a little bit more detail, and I believe these slides will be shared with you, but for PRRR, for example, the targeted sectors are film and digital media, healthcare, information technology, social and human services, construction, trade and logistics, and advanced manufacturing. So if an employer is interested in bringing in individuals in these particular sectors, to participate in this program, there's some information here. I know this presentation is mostly geared toward job seekers, but I do want to just let you all know that there's an opportunity for us to work with employers in these particular sectors to assist you in gaining these type of opportunities. Next slide, please. And a little bit more on the Elevate program, on the targeted sectors, and same thing, if there's an employer here in these sectors that is interested in participating in this program, here's our referral link. There's a link here, but also to you as a job seeker, if you are interested in participating as a job seeker or a potential job seeker, there's a little bit more information on here about that. So next slide, please. And as Brian mentioned, here is a map of where our job centers, our LA County American Job Centers are located. And for more information on business resources or services to our business community, there's a link here. And then I'm also sharing a QR code and a link for business requesting assistance from us. Here's the link and the QR code to submit a referral to our job center. And it'll be geolocated to the closest one, depending on where the business is located. Next slide, please. I do want to provide an opportunity for to sign up for our newsletter and also our departmental handle, social media handle for Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and also an opportunity to look at other links that our department has. Just simply go to that URL, and then there's a link tree that will provide more direct links to our various programs. And thank you, Oleg, for putting that in the chat. And that's it for me. I'll pass it on to our Office of Small Business. Thank you.
Okay, hello again. My name is Felita Ferguson, and I'm an LA County Apex Accelerator Counselor. And so how does OSB, Office of Small Business, assist? Office of Small Business provides assistance with business development by conducting free one-to-one counseling sessions, hosting virtual information sessions on business development topic, LA County certification program, and government contracting, referrals to grants or other capital opportunity, assistance with the registration for government procurement agencies, also updates on new or upcoming initiatives that may impact your business. Next slide. Okay. The one-on-one counseling sessions, they are conducted with either a small business development counselor or an Apex counselor such as myself. The small business development counselor assists in these ways: small business concierge and LA County certifications. The small business concierge guides prospective business owners interested in establishing and or expanding an existing business by acting as a simple point of contact to guide you through government processes and connecting you to trusted agency and resources in LA County. Next slide. The LA County certifications. The county certification program encourages local small business, disabled veteran, social enterprise, and community businesses to capitalize on opportunities in government and private sector procurement programs. The certifications, LBSC, local small business enterprise, disabled vet business enterprise, social enterprise, and are in the preference program entities, PPE. Some of the benefits for that program are 15-day prompt payment, which is a huge incentive. It reduces the time frame that a small business will have to float capital before getting paid for the work. There's also 15% bid reduction or preference when bidding on certain goods and services. Also, those businesses certified as a PPE will be listed on the county's database of certified business, therefore getting more exposure to buyers who are looking for your type of product or service. Next. Hey, these are the 3 steps to certify. One, you want to register as a vendor, which is on doingbusiness.lacounty.gov. Get your certification profile, apply for certification based on eligibility, and you can apply for multiple certifications at the same time. Next. Okay, and this is the vendor registration page. This is step 1 in the certification process, doingbusiness.lacounty.gov, to start the process of obtaining a vendor number and apply for the certification programs we offer. There are a few things you will need. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, you will need your tax identification number, your organization's contact information, your California sales tax permit, if it's applicable, the list of products or services your company provides. This website also provides resources that will be beneficial to your contracting endeavors, such as browsing for open solicitations. Next slide. These are the government procurement steps for an established business, and that Apex program is knowledgeable on. Let me give you some more information on Apex. Apex Accelerator Program, formerly known as Procurement Technical Assistant, is under management of the Department of Defense Office of Small Business. The Apex Accelerators was started as a program created in 1985 by Congress in an effort to expand the number of businesses capable of participating in the government market. There are 8 Apex locations and only 1 for LA County. The next step is the first step is registration. It's a required element by government agencies, not the same as licensing or professional requirements. Establish a profile for your business on the governmental portal website of who to contact for your business, how to contact the business, and what products or services the business provides. You will need to register at the different governmental levels. For instance, there is federal, state, county, and city. And during a person's government contracting journey, there will be other agency sites to register with, but the few are generally the federal, which is sam.gov, state, caliprocure.gov, and again, county, doing business.lacounty.gov. For certifications, step 2, certification is not mandatory, but allows your company to be more competitive. As we saw in a previous slide, there are certifications on all government measures. So that's federal, again, there's state and county. For step 3, there's research and procurement training. Research can be what is the government buying habits, who sells the most to the government. And 4 would be responding to solicitations and marketing and networking events. Next slide. Okay, how can an Apex counselor help me? Bridge the gap between buyer and seller, connect clients with procurement staff, and create personal action plans, assist with the various registration, certification on multiple government levels, review clients' proposal, quotes, or responses to all agencies except LA County, provide access to proprietary marketing software. Next. And these are a few examples of the tools and resources that Apex can assist with. And there is a capability statement there. The capability statement is your company's one-page resume. We provide a template and we can review your completed capability statement. There's also an example of GovSpend, which has information pertaining to how the government is spending. Next slide. And this is how you can get a hold of us. You can schedule an appointment. You can visit us at our East Los Angeles office at 4716 East Cesar Chavez Avenue, Los Angeles, California. You can also call us. When you call us, you can also schedule your appointment when you call. You can email us at the general inbox. And then if you're really interested in upcoming webinars, that's our link as well. And next slide. And if you're an established company or you're interested in government contracting, you would register for the Apex program. And after you register, then you set up an appointment with any counselor. And then also, if you have general questions pertaining to Apex program or even to the certification department, you can reach us at apex.opportunity.lacounty.gov. And that is what I have for you today. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your time. We managed to answer a few questions in the chat, and I'd like to go over them in case, as Oleg mentioned, people had the same question. So someone did ask if we could show that email address one more time. So Brian, if you don't mind going to that AJCC jobs slide. So folks have a chance to look at that. And also he did drop it in the chat for everyone as well. We had a second individual asking us if we had any part-time available. So as we mentioned, we actually offer employment services, not necessarily jobs specifically, but we can connect individuals with their local AJCC. If you send us an email to ajccjobs@opportunity.lacounty.gov, and they can help you place you in a job that suits your need, right? May that be part-time, full-time, would depend on your interests and skills. We would need a little bit more, right, to determine that. Someone did ask for the contact information for the presenter who provided the information about businesses, which was Rafael. And looks like Ryan is showing that to us now. I think it was on the first slide, Ryan. It's going to be rnava, so RNAVA at opportunity.lacounty.gov, and you can see that right there. We had a question that states, in the youth program, sometimes it says age 14, sometimes 17. Is 15 okay? Carlos went ahead and provided us the answer to that. In general, Our Youth at Work program serves LA County residents ages 14 to 24 with high barriers to employment. We do have other youth programs that are targeted to older youth, 17 to 24. Our AJCCs assess each youth to determine what services are most appropriate. Minors between the age of 14 to 17 can receive our work-based learning services, but will need to obtain a work permit from their school district. Our AJCCs also assist youth in obtaining this work permit. So any barriers that might come in terms of trying to sign up for our services, our case managers are there to help you. So don't hesitate to bring that to their attention. We had a pretty specific question. How can you help someone looking for a job who is over 50, worked in an industry for over 20 years, left the industry to pursue other career opportunities, has a master's degree, has decided to work back in the industry they left, but finding it hard to get employed because employers are hesitant to hire because the person has not worked in the industry in about 5 years. So it sounds like that 5 years they weren't in that industry, right, is preventing this individual finding a job. And that's a perfect situation where our AJCCs can help. So we can refer individuals to their local AJCC. If you send us an email with your name, as I mentioned, phone number, email address, and physical address, we can point to or give you the exact information actually for your local AJCC, and they can help you get on track, right? We have different services that we offer that can maybe provide this individual with that work experience they need. We connect with businesses at the same time as we connect with individuals amongst our different branches and divisions. So we can maybe place this individual on the job training or paid work experience. But since all of our services are individualized, or the majority, we would need to get more information from that individual to determine the next steps. And then we had someone providing us with their location. So as I mentioned, if you send us an email to AJCC Jobs with all of that information, we can provide you with your nearest location. And then we have 5 questions that we didn't get to answer yet. So I will start with, is this program specific to this age group or for career moves in general? So we actually have a variety of programs to serve all ages and all situations. So we have programs for individuals that were incarcerated. We have programs for individuals that are experiencing homelessness. We have programs that target CalWorks populations. There's just a whole lot of programs we have to offer for basically anyone in LA County based on needs. So it wouldn't be for a specific age group. And then we had another individual state, I live just across LA County border, 2 miles to county line in San Bernardino County, I believe the SB is for. Can I use these services? So other counties do have similar services, and they do have similar centers to the ones we have to offer. However, if our center or one of our centers is closer to you than, let's say, one in your county, you can reach out to that center. And we do have the option for waivers. So we would have to evaluate, right, your specific situation and see what would be most beneficial to you, right? As an individual, is it more beneficial for you to go to one within your county, or is one in our county closer to you, or maybe has a program that your center doesn't have, right? So there's a variety of reasons we can process a waiver, but we would need to get more information. We had someone ask if this was a paid service, and no, all of the services that we have are free. They are funded through various sources, including our ARPA funding, right? So none of them are paid. We won't be requiring any payment from individuals. And we actually have services to help individuals themselves, like Carlos went through supportive services in his scenarios. So if you need assistance with, like, let's say, a computer and you need to complete a training, we have funding that can help you with that. If you need clothing for work, we also have funding for that. And we have plenty of funding to pay for training as needed. Does anyone? Yeah?
Just wanted to add also, some of our paid work experience programs, for example, all of our youth programs are paid services in the sense that as a participant, you are earning a wage for participation, in case that was the question.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't realize that could interpret it that way. So thank you, Carlos. Yes. So if you mean, is the individual being paid? It depends on the service. So as you mentioned, we do have some paid work experience opportunities, but there's other services, right? Such as trainings that we wouldn't necessarily pay you for, but we would pay for the training. If that makes sense. We have another question. Does anyone offer training in Microsoft software? So actually, that's an amazing question. We, as part of your enrollment, we actually would give you access to something that's called metrics learning. And on there are tons of trainings in all kinds of areas. In Microsoft software, for example, something that might not require a certificate, but if you did need like a Microsoft software certification, we also can explore the possibility of paying for a training from one of our training providers.
Actually, if you don't mind, I want to jump in here on behalf of the library, because we have quite a few trainings on Microsoft software, including LinkedIn Learning, Gale courses, and Get Set Up if you're an older adult. So if you go to lacountylibrary.org/learning, you get access to all those things I just mentioned, plus Skillshare and Coursera and several other resources. So between the library and the AJCCs, we've got your Microsoft software training needs covered.
Mm-hmm. And any other needs you might have in terms of training, we can help you with that as well. The Pandemic Recovery Rapid Reemployment Program, who administers it and how do I apply? Okay, perfect question. So that's actually, I am the manager over that program. We do have an interest form. I don't have it on hand, but maybe I can provide it for Oleg in his follow-up email, and he can share it with you all. It is administered by the same centers that we speak about. So we have various programs that are funded by different sources and are meant to target different populations. Our ARPA PRRR program being one that was brought about by the COVID pandemic. We're seeking to help individuals that were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and then the economic downturn that we know happened because of it. So you can just, there's a few options. You can either send me an email to AJCC Jobs. We can connect you with your local AJCC and they can sign you up for that program. Or I can send that link to Oleg and he can share it with you all where you can apply through the interest form and then the AJCC can contact you. The quickest way I would say would be to send me an email to that AJCC Jobs. That way we can get you enrolled as soon as possible. I am working individuals in consulting, but I want to develop skills in sustainability. Can an AJCC help with that? Yes, of course. So as I mentioned, if you send your information to AJCC Jobs, we can connect you with the nearest center. And if you need help in developing those skills, they can point you in the right direction, get you in the right training, whatever it is you need to develop those skills. Eileen Tran, can you help someone who is interested in becoming a registered nurse find a job to gain more experience in the healthcare field while getting paid for it? Yes, so we actually have a certified nursing assistant program, a few cohorts that have already started, and that is through our ARPA PRRR program and then in conjunction with Rafael for certified nursing assistants. So if you wanted to gain experience through that route, that's an option. And as you pursue your registered nurse degree, if you don't already have it. Do you offer services where you can get computer experience or refresh your knowledge in Excel, Word, PowerPoint, etc.? So similarly to that Microsoft question, on metrics learning, we do have courses in all of these things, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, etc. So if you do sign up with your local AJCC, they can set you up with a license to that website and to all of those trainings. And Oleg mentioned, they also have trainings on the library's website that you can access as well. This question, I am gonna go ahead and give it to Carlos. Carlos, what if youth cannot get work permit if skill is closed during the summer?
Great question. Yeah, I would still direct that youth to work with their AJCC. The AJCCs are familiar navigating some of these different scenarios. They may already have established relationships with the school districts. I know that there are sometimes multiple school districts within a region. So they have the connections, they have an awareness of who to contact if there's any of those issues. Additionally, there's always the LA County Office of Education that our AJCCs may refer to if there's any need for that, which is often a partner for our justice-involved youth or some of our youth that are receiving our services while they're being detained at some of our juvenile halls. So there is partnerships across districts and even partnerships with LACO.
Thank you, Carlos. And I did see some questions in the chat. I want to make sure we don't miss anyone. Let me see. Okay. So someone asked about resumes. So that resume, you wouldn't necessarily send it to AJCC Jobs. Once you connect to your AJCC, you can give that to your case manager and they can help you develop it better or can help you find employment and using that resume, right? Someone did ask IWT training in what? Microsoft software like Excel. So that IWT training is actually a business service that we offer. So that training would depend on what industry that business is in and what role they're attempting to upskill. It most likely wouldn't be Microsoft or Excel, right? But we do have individual trainings in all kinds of career paths in Microsoft software, Excel. It really depends on the individual's need and where their skills are. Let's see. Are there any? Sorry, the questions are moving.
There are a couple of questions in the chat as well.
Oh yeah, those are the ones I'm addressing.
Okay.
Thank you, Carl. There was one in apprenticeships and now I can't seem to find it. Okay, so we have a question. Do you have any training program to train individuals to become a computer program? So yes, if that's the career path that you choose to pursue, once you're connected to case manager, there are plenty of trainings that we have to offer in computer programming. And the neat part of this being individualized, you kind of work with your case manager to find like the training provider that is best suited for your need. It might be because it's closer, it might be because you specifically want training in a specific program. So once you're connected to that center, they can better help point you to that right training, right? And help fund that if that's also a need. I'm currently taking medical office administration at an adult school. Do you guys have internships or any work program in which we can get experience? We most likely do, but you would need to connect to your center to see what employers they have that can help you gain that experience. And I believe there's some new questions in the Q&A. Answered that. How do I get a list of the offerings of those Coursera classes? Oleg, was that what your courses are named, Coursera?
Oh, so we have access to Coursera. So we have access to the whole. So we have a bunch of different learning resources. So we have LinkedIn Learning, which is one that many people know about, and that's asynchronous classes. So they're videos and some learning materials that you get. You have full access to LinkedIn Learning. You have full access to Coursera. So anything that you can find on the Coursera website, you can get that for free through the library. So all you have to do is access it from our website, lacountylibrary.org, and then at the top, you just click on database and learning, and you can get to the Coursera link, click that link, and it'll take you through the process of registering. So you can get there's a whole range of classes in Coursera, anything from computer programming to design to, the sky's the limit. It's a fantastic resource.
Thank you, Oleg. Next question. A few minutes ago, a woman on the site gave an address quickly. That's what I missed, but I will contact you. Thank you. So that might have been me. It was most likely the AJCC jobs at opportunity.lacounty.gov. But if it's something else, if you can drop it in the chat and we can provide that to you. Hi, can you help me to find a community college to enroll for multiple subject teaching credential? Thank you. So yes, your local AJCC can help you in helping find the right community college for you to obtain that credential. Do programs provide a certified typing test for a job? So if that's a need for that job that you're trying to get, right? Like you already have a job, they just need you to get that certification for typing test, then yes, they can help you obtain that through their different services. Luis, I'm looking for a partnership program. I am not sure what you mean, Luis, but if you wanted to elaborate on that, you can send us an email. If you're looking to partner with us, maybe, then you can connect with us via AJCC Jobs and we can get some more information.
Alejandra, let me also address another question that I see in the chat. Just
Yeah.
I know that time's running out. Someone asked if they're looking for a job, can they just go to the nearest AJCC near me? No referral needed. Absolutely correct. Walk-ins are welcome. There's no need to schedule an appointment, although feel free to look at our AJCC website and find the nearest center, give them a call to schedule an appointment, but there is no referral that's required. There are going to be some programs that require referrals, but those are very, very specific. But feel free to walk into any of our AJCCs, let them know exactly what you're interested in, and they'll guide you.
Okay. Is over 65 years old too old to use these non-youth programs? Of course not. We help all age groups, right? It doesn't matter if you're 14, you're 65. If you're looking to find a career or find a job, whatever it is that you need, we can help you. There's no age maximum. Do you provide mentorship programs? Carlos, I believe through youth, you have some mentorship opportunities. Is that correct?
Yes. So we have a few different programs that provide up to a year mentoring, adult mentoring for our youth programs. We also have another Youth at Work Elevate program, and that actually has mentoring built in as a component, weekly group mentoring sessions that occur in cohort model. Any questions like this on specifics, again, feel free to email us at the AJCC Jobs. I could also put in our Youth at Work email, should there be any questions on youth-specific programming, but we'll try to address those.
Thank you, Carlos. Are there any apprenticeship programs or training on the job programs? Yes. So we are moving a lot towards these apprenticeship programs where we train individuals. We place them in these on the job trainings and then hopefully find employment. So we are working in a variety of industries on that. So it would depend on what your interest is, whether there is an apprenticeship already set up. But if not, there are opportunities for on the job training where you can learn some of these skills while you're being paid. Can we work with the case manager virtually? Yes, so they do have virtual services available in the beginning just to evaluate like your skills, your career goals. Some of that you might have to go in person, but if you don't have the ability, right, to be going back and forth to the AJCCs, you can mention that to your case manager and they can help serve you in the way that would be most helpful for you, right? And that might be virtually in your case. What documents are needed when going to a center? Okay, that is actually a very important question. So we do need right to work documents. So that would be your driver's license and your social security card. It might be your residency card, right? There's a variety of documents. So to get more specifics, I would connect to your center and they can talk to you over the phone and let you know in your case specifically what you need to provide them, right? But in general would be the right to work documents. It would be proof of LA County residency. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you lost your job, you might want to provide like your unemployment documents or like your last check, things like that. But I would call ahead if you want to just have everything available when you get there. Are part-time or weekend on-the-job trainings available through AJCC? Most likely, yes. But as a lot of these things are individualized, you would have to connect with your center and see what field you're interested in, what your skills are to determine what the opportunities are, right? When I asked my local agency to help with training on the job, they told me there's a program, but you need to find the company that offers what to do in this case. I'm not sure I understand that question. And it does say anonymous. So if you want to send us an email to AJCC Jobs with your information, maybe I can give you a call and we can go over your situation. And
I think that's it. I don't see any new questions, Alejandra, and you guys have been so kind to answer all of these many questions. Let's maybe wait for another few seconds to see if anybody has a question that's at the top of their mind and the tip of their fingers. I think there was this other question came in here. What city is the South Bay AJCC? I can't find it online.
so there is no South Bay AJCC. There's South Bay WIB, which is another workforce development area separate from LA County. We have Southeast LA AJCC and we have South LA AJCC. South Bay AJCC it wouldn't be a location.
Alejandra, you said it said the South Bay. What was it? I think you said WIC?
WIB workforce. Yeah. So it's a different workforce development board or WDB. It'll be South Bay WDB, and that one's in Long Beach. If that's what she's referring to, they have various centers throughout Long Beach.
Yeah, they have a few. South Bay WIB has a few different locations. So Inglewood, Carson, and Torrance, and South Bay One Stop, for example. They are a different workforce system, although if you're looking for youth services, we also do fund them for our youth services. So the Youth at Work program, for example, if you go to any one of their locations, they will offer this as well. But unfortunately, they are a separate system, but we try to support them in any way possible.
Thank you, Carlos.
And I think this question here is probably the best question to save for last. Actually, it's the ideal question for last. And the question is, so the first step to start interactions with the AJCC is to email and then wait for a response? Or are there other ways?
There are other ways. So if you feel confident in finding your nearest AJCC, if you go to the website, you can actually just stop by, right? Like you don't need an appointment. You can go in, find out what your services are, get assigned a case manager. You can also call the center directly. So if you go to the site, you find the center nearest you and you call them. You can connect that way. You can set up an appointment if you'd like. But if you just want some help, right, like finding the nearest center or finding the center that has that program that you're interested in, you can email us to AJCC Jobs and we can help you with that.
Thank you, Alejandra. And thank you to all of our presenters for today. You've been very generous in answering questions and providing all this information. I see the AJCCs and surrounding services as sort of the unsung hero of workforce development in LA County. Whenever I have seen these programs and whenever I see your tables at resource events, resource fairs, it's just amazing what people can get totally free, no strings attached. You just go, you email, and it's like a life force for job seekers. So thank you very much. And thank you to all of the folks in our audience who stuck with us, asked your excellent questions. I'm just going to post in the chat a post-event survey. If you have any feedback to give us, we love to hear it. It's a very short survey, but it's very important to us so we can learn how you felt about this program and the topics that you're interested in moving forward. Because why do we do these programs? It's to help you find a job, establish a more sustainable career path. And with that, I want to again say thank you to all and good afternoon. We'll see you next time.